Hello my lovelies, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video in which the topic is going to be setting powders. There has been an influx of setting powder releases lately and it's almost a little overwhelming because it becomes the never-ending question of which powder is right for me. I love testing all kinds of things, so I picked up 3 of them, and if you have seen my latest haul, then you know which ones those are. It's the Tatcha Silk Powder, the Kosas Cloud Set setting powder, and then the Gucci setting powder. The Dior Backstage powder released a little bit later once I was already well into testing these, and aside from that, I'm kind of on the fence of which shade is right for me in that one. So for today, we're going to go over these 3 so that if you are on the fence about which one of these is right for you, you'll kind of have an idea of, well, how they worked for me, and you'll kind of be able to see how they look going on and all of that. So if you're interested in seeing which powder may be right for you, maybe you just want to see how all 3 work, then just keep on watching. So let's go ahead and go into descriptions for each because that is going to be important, as well as product size and price. Let's go into the Tatcha Silk Powder. So first of all, it is $48 for 0.7 ounces or 20 grams of product. This is what this bad boy looks like. It is a protective talc-free setting powder that blurs pores, shields from pollution and blue light, and provides a translucent, soft, radiant finish. It highlighted ingredients: silk extract, silk powder, anti-pollution, and blue light ingredients. Let's see. This powder contains silk extracts, fibroin, who knows, and sericin, which nourish skin and help hold in essential moisture, minimizing the look of dryness and flaking. It also contains anti-pollution and blue light ingredients, which help resist the clinging of pollution particles and shield blue light rays that may cause the look of premature wrinkling and irregular skin pigmentation. So that is that one. Let's move on into the Cosis powder. So this is what this looks like right here. And this one is, $34. You get 0.33 ounces or 9.5 grams of product, keeping in mind that this is a loose powder, this is a pressed powder. And then this description is a super soft sheer setting and smoothing powder baked with skincare that sweeps away shine, not glow. Feels like nothing but looks like everything. The highlighted ingredients in this one are bamboo stem extract, passion fruit leaf extract, and Chinese peony. Peony, I forget. Somebody corrected me some time back and I don't remember what it is. The formula starts as a mousse packed with skin supporting ingredients and is baked to achieve the perfect ultrafine layer of sheer pigment. Its unique, airy texture gives your skin the most smooth, blurred, healthy look ever. Get the diffused, natural finish of a loose powder in a no-mess pressed powder. This product is non-irritating, clinically tested, hypoallergenic, non-comedogenic, ophthalmology tested, and safe for use around the eye. Wow, okay. And it is a clean product, by the way, is what it is. And I think let's see, is the Tatcha one as well? So is the Tatcha. They are both clean products. Let's move on to the final one, which is the most bougie of all. It's the Gucci setting powder. And it is, let's see, it's considered a matte setting powder. It comes in the little felt bag, which I don't ever use, but it is so beautiful. The packaging is everything on this one. You also pay the hefty price tag for it. It is $62. You get 0.35 ounces or 10 grams of product. So let's see, going back, you get slightly more than the Cosis. Enough to warrant the price tag? Who knows? That's up to you to decide. But that is what we've got there. So it is a buildable face powder offering a lightweight, visibly smooth texture to create a naturally perfected complexion. Highlighted ingredients are micro-reflecting lamellar powders. I've never heard of that. And emollient agents. It's, let's see, it glides on with ease and allows for a buildable application from natural to medium. When used alone, it creates a unified, naturally perfected complexion. Keeping in mind, I am only using this today in the sense of a setting powder. And quite frankly, that's all I have used it as. It hasn't really appealed to me to use on its own. On top of foundation, it sets makeup perfectly with a smooth, comfortable, natural matte finish. Its soft sponge applicator is crafted from microfiber textures and designed with a foldable 2 material construction to allow for versatile application and coverage in hard to reach areas. Dermatologist tested and suitable for sensitive skin. I should, for those of you who are similar to my skin tone, should have been telling you what shades I picked up. So I did pick up shade 03 in the Gucci, which is considered medium fair warm. They did not have a medium fair neutral, so that was my next best choice. As far as Feathery, I went in, or as far as the Cosis, I went in with the shade Feathery, which is the sheer light medium and is currently out of stock. Sephora has not been stocking stuff very, not that they haven't, I don't think they've been receiving a lot of supply here lately. But anyways, so that's what we've got going on. All right, let's put these on the face. I'm going to zoom you in, or I'm going to get up a little bit closer. The thing about setting powders when doing a video is it's not as apparent as to what they're doing. Like, yes, sometimes you can absolutely see like, wow, that is like filling in pores, or that's just like blurring pores. It looks so good. It looks so airbrushed. And there's times like when I watch people's videos that I'm like, wow, your skin looks really good, but the person's saying that it doesn't look good. So it's harder to do a video with powders, like translucent powders. I'm just gonna be honest, but we've got 3. So here's how it's gonna work. I'm gonna use Gucci on my forehead, and then I'm gonna use these 2 on these, you know, on either side of my face. I have a feeling these are the 2 that y'all are probably most intrigued about. I don't know that to be the case, but I did want to also be able to somehow incorporate a third one since I have 3. So that being said, let's go ahead and put these on the face. In the event you are wondering what I am wearing on my face, it is the LYS foundation, the Triple Fix Serum Foundation. I did not expect to love this as much as I have. And quite frankly, I don't know if I'm just having good skin days these days or what. I feel like the last 3 face products that I have picked up have been absolutely beautiful, which is the Say Tinted Moisturizer, the Givenchy Prisme Glow, or I think that's what it's called. What am I even saying? The new Givenchy foundation, let's just say that. And this one, I did not think I was going to love this as much as I did, and I was not planning on picking it up, but long story, and yeah, that's what I am wearing on my face today. So let's go ahead and start with the Gucci. Okay, so here is what we've got going on. I've got a couple of different brushes here. I am actually going to use one of them twice, but let's go ahead and go into this bad boy here. So a couple of things. Your brush can make it or break it for you. So I've got 2 here. One is a little bit more of a stiffer brush, and the other is, don't judge, is the Hourglass brush, which I don't know that it's worth what I paid for it. I had been wanting it for so long that when it came back into stock, I was like, oh, I want to splurge on it. Anyways, but obviously it's a little bit more flouncy. So this is going to be better for loose powders, case in point, the Tatcha. So let's go ahead and use the stiffer brush with the Gucci powder. I'm just gonna grab some here. So I don't like to typically go in with too much, but I also want to be able to show you what it's doing. And I find that my lighting changes when I kind of move with my arm over the camera. So please forgive that if that does happen. So again, I hope you're able to see what's happening. It's like, it's considered a matte powder, but it doesn't really, on me, doesn't mattify a whole lot, which I'm totally down for because I am more of a glowy type of girl. So for me, when it doesn't like absolutely matte and just look, because that looks ends up, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm like trying to talk too fast. Ends up looking drying on my skin when it looks very matte. So I've gone in with several layers at this point. You can tell like you can still see right there that it's, yeah, it's not super matte, but it does look very put together. It looks very pretty. It's like it set it without making it look cakey, without making it look like I set it, you know? And so yes, I do feel like this powder lives up to the Gucci name. I mean, I loved the bronzer, and quite frankly, I figured I would love this one too. And it was no surprise that I did end up very, very much liking it. So I do, again, I've gone in with several layers, and I hope you can see that it's not looking cakey. It's not looking overdone. It kind of looks a little effortless. So that being said, let's move into Tatcha. I'm gonna have to clean this brush before we use it on the Cosis. So grabbing the Tatcha and the fluffy brush. So I do wish this packaging was a little bit more substantial. It is plastic, and it's very lightweight feeling. It does feel a little bit on the cheaper side, but I love that they kept the same color scheme as they do with the primers. So the way this one works is it's got like a little thingy in the middle with the Tatcha emblem. It had a little rubber stopper thing, like a little ring to hold all the powder in place. And then of course, you know, once you pop it off, that powder, once you shake it, starts coming out into the little container. I think it's super cute. I like that very much. I like the detail of the thing in the middle, that they kept the Tatcha emblem on there. So we're gonna go ahead and do two things with this. We're gonna set our eyes, which I am using my IT Cosmetics. I think this is like a concealer brush. Yeah, it is. I have been using it for my under eyes, to set my under eyes, and I love that. So it's like the perfect size. So I'm gonna grab a little bit and I'm just going to kind of swipe it in my cap. Which side are we doing? Let's do this side. And I'm just gonna set. I'm gonna go in with just a little bit more. My under eyes are a little dark today. I didn't color correct, and I'm kind of wishing I had, but that's okay. So that's what we've got there. Let's go ahead and move on. So didn't crease, doesn't look cakey, doesn't look overdone under the eyes, and I feel like the under eyes is usually the biggest test of a powder. So now I'm literally just gonna do that, and let me cap a little, or put a little in the cap, because now this one is very, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but it's very, very finely milled. So the powder tends to kind of go everywhere, but it's not a deal breaker for me. I want to see if I can get this on camera. Let's see. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but as I do that, the powder's going, sometimes that happens with powder, sometimes it doesn't, but I'm going to put in a couple of layers just because I want you to see how it doesn't build up looking cakey, and I feel like the more I put it on, the more flawless my skin looks, the more airbrushed that it looks. Hope you can see that. So I've gone in with 2-3 layers at this point. Now I can't even remember. But it is looking so smooth, so airbrushed. It's oh, I have a piece of lint here. Just, I don't know. It looks like I have a filter on my face. Like, I feel like I'm gonna tell you this kind of early in the game, but my skin has never looked as smooth with a powder as it does with this. So I don't know, take what it's worth. Take from that what it's worth. The Huda Easy Bake, you guys know, is pretty much my favorite, my ride or die. So let me go ahead and clean this brush, and we will go into the Kosas powder. So let's go ahead and move into this bad boy right here. Again, we're using a fluffy brush. I am going to use the same brush that I used for setting my under eye, because we're going to set our under eye as well. This is a very, I feel like it's a very finely milled powder in the sense that it's super soft, and I see a little bit of dust coming up, but not much. Like, it's pretty much in there. So I put quite a bit on that brush. Let's go into this. Now, here's the thing about this powder. It's super, like, when they say feathery, I mean, you don't really understand the extent of that marketing name, I guess, until you use it and you're like, wow, this is super, super lightweight. Now, I'm really trying to go in with quite a bit because I want you to be able to see the effect. Now, I feel like brands, and I've told you this in the last couple of videos, brands are super on the bandwagon of lightweight makeup, like almost the no makeup look, or a lot less makeup-y look, not cake face kind of thing, you know. And some folks do need the full coverage, you know, I mean, but some folks who do need full coverage, who have like the acne scarring or the texture, whatever, are totally open and free to going lightweight, you know, just because it's better for your skin. So anyways, there's a whole trend. I've gone one in with like 3 layers. Let's do one more for funsies. just do all my neck because I haven't done my neck. Okay. I've gone in with several layers of this one as well. I also set my under eye. So, that being said, here we go. We've got a face of 3 different powders. We've got Gucci, then we've got Tatcha, and then we've got the Cosis. So the first thing I'm going to tell you that you probably, I don't know if you can or can't tell, quite frankly. This side of my face is a little bit lighter in tone than this one. So this one I think is a little bit more, well, I got the light medium, so it's going to have a little bit more, I think, of a color to it. That's not the right term, but it's all that comes to mind right now. This one is a setting translucent powder, so it's going to go on like nothing, and obviously my skin is, you know, I've got lighter skin. So that's why it's looking a little bit lighter. But I mean, to be quite honest, they all look absolutely beautiful. Like, I don't know, aside from me telling you that, I don't know that you would have been able to tell that I was wearing a different powder all over my face, that are nonetheless 3 different powders. What I am going to tell you is that the one that looks the most on my skin type, I have to reiterate that. The one that looks the most filtered, the one that looks the most flawless, the one that looks the healthiest is the Tatcha. I feel like that one gives my skin the most, I'm wearing powder, but I'm really not, I'm not wearing powder, but I really am, kind of thing. Like it gives the illusion of just my skin is super healthy. That's not to say the other 2 don't. They are also very beautiful. What I will say about the Cosis is that the feathery the feathery term, so true. It feels like I have nothing on as far as powder. And I remember the first time I put it on, it felt like, am I putting anything on? I'm not seeing anything. Like, it does go on so lightweight, but I love that because it's really hard to overdo it. It's hard to make it look cakey. Same with the Gucci. I find that, and I mean, I went in with several layers and it never looked cakey. It never looked gross. It never looked, you know, and I've worn all 3 of these for the span of an entire day, which you guys know I can rock a long day. And usually I put my makeup on about 5:36 in the morning and it isn't coming off until about 6 o'clock in the evening. So that's what we've got there. Real quick, I do want to add some bronzer and blush before we finish this out. So I am going to, what time is it? I'm gonna have to leave here pretty soon. Okay, I'm gonna use the new Jaclyn Hill. I haven't used this particular shade yet. This is the Hot Lava Cocoa Rich. Yes, it's on the deeper spectrum of things, but I was absolutely just, I had to have this blush. So I know that's not a reason to buy a whole duo, but anyways, the bronzer is on the deeper side, but when I did my haul, I swatched it and it was a lot lighter in swatch than it looks in the pan. So I'm going in with almost like a stippling kind of brush to see if I can make this work. Yeah, it is on the deeper side, but oof, I'm going in with a light hand in the hopes that is deep though. It's deep and it's very, is warm the right word? But, I mean, if you think about it though, the fact that I am a light to light medium skin tone and the fact that I'm somehow making this work, I mean, should tell you that if you have had your eye on one of the deeper ones, maybe just go for it. I don't know. It is looking, yeah, it's deep. That actually was quite doable. I mean, I feel like, yes, it looks a little bit deeper than what I would typically go, but it doesn't look so overdone that it, you know, I would actually be taken out of the equation to be able to use this duo. So that being said, let's go ahead and go in with the blush. So products just on all 3 of these powders, quite frankly, glide on very effortlessly. Oh, I have a feeling I put too much blush on here. This is a very punchy shade. Oh my. Okay. So I just, oh, but it's beautiful though. Okay, let's kind of, yikes. Okay, there we go. This is lovely. This is very beautiful. And for a summer shade, oh my gosh, like with a good tan, Oh man, this is beautiful. Honestly, this is worth it for the blush, by the way. For me, sometimes it's worth it for one product, and in this case, it totally is. Beautiful. I had no trouble. Look, I had no trouble making that work. I'm not going to do highlight today because I am kind of in a hurry, but those powders just effortless. Blended just perfectly. Let me put on some lipstick and we'll come back with final thoughts. So lipstick is done, full face, pretty much done. Basic, I just went falsies as you saw before, but here is what we've got going on. Absolutely beautiful. My complexion is so smooth. It looks like I have a filter on my face, and I am absolutely so excited and happy about each one of these powders. They are different. They look kind of similar once they're on the face. They are different. This one's going to be your most bougie powder, but it is described as matte. I don't find that it goes on matte on me. I went in with several layers and it doesn't cake up. It doesn't look powdery. It doesn't look gross. None of these get crusty around my nose area, which is huge. So that being said, if you are a fan of the Gucci products like the bronzer, I don't think this one will disappoint you. It's absolutely beautiful. It just leaves your face with looking like a canvas. It's very, very pretty, and it did not disappoint. But if you are looking for a matte powder in this, this will not deliver matte. At least it did not on my skin type. As far as the Kosas, feathery is the absolute perfect word to describe it. It does go on so light, you can't even tell that you're putting powder on your face, which is crazy. Yet it does the job of a powder. It's absolutely beautiful. It's thin. It's very soft, and it does give a very airbrushed look to the face. So if you are minimalistic in your complexion routine, if you like light and airy, then absolutely this one is for you. They are a very clean brand. I know the bronzer is also in that category, the whole brand, I think. But if you are, again, a fan of the bronzer, then I really think you would like this one. Definitely for the person who wants that lighter, no feel, I can't feel or tell that I'm wearing powder, yet it absolutely looks airbrushed and smooth. So there's that. Then you've got the Tatcha, which if you are a fan of the primer, I do think you'll be a fan of this one, although I have heard mixed things. Some people are loving it, some people are hating it. I happen to be one of the people who love it. I feel like out of the three, this one is my favorite. It leaves my skin looking so airbrushed, so smooth, so beautiful, but it almost does have this slight radiance to it, not in a glittery way, not in a sparkly way. I don't know how to describe it to you. A very radiant, healthy look, and it lasts. All three of them last, but this one was the most surprising to me with how it lasted all day long, making my skin look just flawless and smooth. It makes me wonder, am I having just really good skin days? How are all these products working for me? But I really do love this one. I will say though, it is super finely milled. So there is a lot of kick up, like as you're going into the little container, you can see the poof, and it is very, very fine. So, I mean, that may be a deal breaker for you. I don't know. I did not in any way, shape, or form find this drying on my skin. None of them have been, quite frankly. But out of the three, this is the one that makes my skin look the absolute healthiest, the absolute most beautiful. And because of, remember I showed you the half and half, this one is a little bit lighter. So I feel like it has that brightening factor to it, that it just gives your skin life. So this one's definitely a fave. That's it, guys. That takes care of today's video. I hope you found it helpful. Powders are a little bit hard to describe and showcase on camera, but hopefully it was well enough to where it may have helped you make a decision. I'm out the door. I gotta go to church, you guys. I will leave you the scripture verse of the day here on the screen. Know that I love each and every one of you, but Jesus loves you so much more. Thanks for chatting makeup with me today, guys. I will see you in the next one. Until then, please stay safe and stay well. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, friends.